Salute, my Tiger Tribe family, elevating higher and higher through the use and practice of self-discipline. It's your man, Mystical Path MP, the Mystic Oracle, about to drop some hot fire on you. It's been a while, as I say in all my videos. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave your comments. I wanted to do this video today because it's been something I've been dealing with here lately. Like massive, major struggle for the past couple of months, and I'm going to talk about it today. So the subject of this video is fighting temptation. Fighting the temptation. I may have done a similar video like this in the past, but it's time for an update because the seasons are changing. The cosmic atmosphere, the energy is changing, which is causing the volume of the battle or battles that we're dealing with to be higher, to be stronger, to be more intense. So when you get on the road to improving your life, when you make the decision to lay down the old man, your old personality and your old ways, you're going to fight many demons. Those demons are going to come at you stronger. And demons could be anything. Demons are those old habits. That's your old man, your old character, your old behavior. When you decide to make a change in your life in any area, you're going to have to battle yourself. You're going to have to battle the old version of who you're working to walk away from. So if you battle in drugs, when you make the decision to give that up, guess what? You got to get in the ring and box with it. If your weakness has been alcohol, when you make the decision to give that up, Murphy's Law is coming to knock at your door. To test you. Because that's the process of how life is. That's just the process of how life is. Anytime you want to make a major change and you're serious about it in your life, temptation's coming. If your weakness is women, which for most men, that's going to be a major issue because dealing with women in your life is almost as essential as drinking water. It has become that way. When you decide to give that up or being with multiple women, you're going to face a ton of challenges. There's women going to come out the woodworks. Chicks you haven't talked to in years, they're going to start texting and calling you. Chicks you haven't seen in decades, they're going to come out of nowhere. Oh, I just got divorced. What you up to? It's temptation. You got to fight these things. You got to get in the ring and wrestle with it. And you can overcome it. You have to every day you have to constantly lay down that old man because he's not going to just lay down without a fight. The demons don't just lay down without a fight. You can't just say one prayer and they vanish. Matter of fact, in the majority of cases, the more you pray, the more you meditate, the more you moan and groan and ask God to remove those demons from your life, many times, the majority of the time, it's going to seem like he's sending more or making those demons more powerful to test you, your integrity and your perseverance. So you got to get in the ring every day and box with it. You got to be excuse my language. You have to be a soldier. You have to be a soldier. You say, I'm going to fight this thing until the death. I'm going to fight it to the death because I want to show the universe, I want to show God that I want to get rid of this thing. And only you know what your temptations are. You have to stay active in your life to fight your temptations. You got to constantly be moving. You got to constantly be sticking and moving. You can't stop. Because the in order for you to upgrade, in order for you to ascend as a man, in order for you to elevate, you got to continue. You got to fight. That's the only way. There's no drugs. There's alcohol. You can get drunk and try to. You can do whatever drugs you're doing to try to make your problems disappear and your temptations disappear. Still there. You'll know when you defeat your demons. You'll know when you overcome your temptations. You'll know it because it's not a problem for you anymore. You'll know when you'll know when you've gotten a grip on how women affect you when you go out in public and you see beautiful women and you interact with beautiful women and you're not affected by it. Um, you're not emotionally turned on. You can control yourself. You can hold a conversation, be okay. All right, well, I'll see you later. It's good to see you. I got to go in here and do some, I got to go shopping or I got to head to the gym or, I'm going to hang with the boys, whatever. You'll know when you overcome that temptation, when you can be in the presence of a beautiful woman and you're just not gawking and your blood's not boiling and your flesh is just jumping all over the place because you can't control your hormones. You can't control your temptation. And for some of you, it might be men, might be other men. You know what you're dealing with in your life. And the Creator knows what you're dealing with in your life. That's why you keep being tested. You got to get in that thing. You got to get in the ring and box with that thing until you defeat it. And then you get assistance from the angelic beings. You get assistance from the universe. There's nothing wrong with dealing with women. There's nothing wrong with, drinking a little alcohol. There's nothing wrong with having a good time in life. As a man, you're going to have vices. Every man has a vice that he deals with. The key is don't allow it to overtake you. You fight it. If that thing got you captured and entangled, if lust got you entangled, you got to fight that thing. You got to wrestle with it. If alcohol got you entangled, you got to deal with that. And alcohol is a major issue, man, for dudes, because what it does is it reduces the amount of pressure that you have to deal with in life only for a moment. It's only short term. When you go to the bar tonight and you get blasted, that relief is only short term. If you can't give it up, then you got to start wrestling with that thing. You got to say, you have to make the decision, say, okay, I'm not going to drink every day no more. It's damaging my liver. If you know it's damaging your liver, then you got to fight that thing. Say, okay, and I'm not saying do it overnight. I'm saying because change is gradual. You have to gradually change. Okay, if you used to drinking a 6-pack every day, reduce it to 2 beers a day. 2 or 3 beers a day. And then you let a few days go by and then you drink 2 beers. You let a few more days go by and you drink 1 beer. And then that 1 beer, you learn how to sip on it instead of just throwing it back until you defeat that temptation. Until it's, okay, I don't have to have a beer. But I may want to go to I may want to go to the bar with my boys and have a beer. I'm cool with that. I can have one beer and keep it moving. But if you got to constantly take down alcohol and shots and do massive amounts of Adderall and cocaine, that's a problem. If you can't control that, it's a problem. And you have the ability to control that. You have the power to control that. I was talking to a friend of mine. Just we were talking about like drugs or whatever. Like marijuana and coke and like all these other things that a lot of men deal with. And he told me, he said, "Man, I don't even mess with it. If I know I'm going to have if I know I'm going to grow an addiction to this substance," he said, "I don't even want to mess with it." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I don't want nothing to have that much control over me." Same with women. If you can't control your lust, it's a problem. If you can't control your animal side, it's a problem. I seen something today on the internet, man. Like a lot of you old creeps, preying on. Look, man, that's uncontrolled lust. I seen a guy that did 25 years. I don't even want to get into the details because it makes me mad what I seen on the internet or whatever. And then he got out of jail and going to do the same thing. If you don't control your lust, you got a problem. And that's every man. That's every man. You're gonna be tempted. The enemy is gonna tempt you with what you like. I said this in another video. Every man's demon ain't alcohol. Every man's demon is not cocaine. Every man's demon is not a woman. You may have a gambling addiction. That's a problem. Anything that becomes an addiction, it's a problem. You have to fight these temptations. The temptation is a major urge to do something that you shouldn't be doing because you don't have any control over it. I know people that gamble. Gambling ain't my thing. Gambling is not my thing. I look. I got friends that gamble, casinos and all. Man, for me, I don't understand it. I don't understand being in front of a bunch of lights, a bunch of TVs and loud music and people bringing you free drinks and you got a whole cup of quarters or whatever, just in the middle of a slot machine for hours trying to win money. I don't get it. That ain't my demon. And I'm not knocking any. I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking none of you cats if that is your demon. I'm saying if you got an issue with that, you got to control that. You got to get a cap on that. My issue ain't cocaine. Some of my friends deal with that. Coke, drugs, substances. That ain't my issue. I can walk in a room filled with Coke everywhere and it won't bother me. Now, alcohol, I have to talk to myself. I have to make sure before I go in a bar or any place where there's alcohol, I have to I have to tell myself, hey, listen, this this alcohol doesn't have control over me. I may have one or two beers, yeah, but I don't need this. I have to talk to myself to make sure. I mean, dude, look, everybody's demon is different. There's some nights I get blasted. At one point, I was drinking so much. One of my roommates at one time back in the day or whatever, he uh, came up to my room, which was upstairs or whatever, and seeing all these bottles, all these bottles. He said, "Dude, I'm worried about you, bro." I was getting toasted every night. I mean, just turning up bottles because I was just going through my thing. I was going through, that life, uh, 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 torment, battles and torment that every man deal with, and that for me, I was just my way of fighting. My way of fighting those battles was just over. I was overly drinking, and I couldn't control it until I made the decision in my mind that this is not going to help hold me captive. Women, it's another thing. You don't have to pick up the phone every time she calls. You don't have to get all excited every time she texts you talking about come over, I miss you. If that's a lust issue, you just have to tell her, hey, look, next time I'm busy right now. You got to fight it. Yeah. That's not easy. That's not easy. Especially when she know what you like and you reject her. Okay, no, I can't come over right now. I'm hanging with my boys, or um, I'm working on my car, or I'm out of town. Like any excuse you give her, she'll be like, okay, and then she'll text you a picture of her in your favorite lingerie. Then you at her door in 5 minutes. Can't control it, bro. Every man got his own demons. All I'm saying is, in order to win, in order to conquer, in order to conquer these these attacks, you got to fight. You got to wrestle. You got to pray. You got to meditate. You don't have to be religious. You just say, "Hey, Creator, this is tough for me. This is a hard battle, and it's supposed to be hard." It's like going to the gym. You don't want to go in the gym and you don't want to go in the gym and get nothing done, and then you see no progress in your body. You know what I mean? You got to go in the gym and push weight. It's the same thing in your spiritual life. It's the same thing in your metaphysical life, because we live in multiple existences. We're living multiple lives at one time. So you got to get in the ring and box with that thing. You got to wrestle with it until you overcome it, until it's not an issue for you. Because life ain't never going to ease up on you. Life's never going to get easier for you. And you should want life to get easier. As a man, you should want things to be hard. As a man, you should want to have to overcome certain things to build your character. Discipline. It's not easy. I'm not on here saying that it's easy. I know it's hard because I deal with it. I'm a man just like you are. My advice is, because it's never going away, the temptation is never going away, you have to ask yourself, who's stronger? Is it you, or is it that Jack Daniels? Is a bottle of Jack Daniels stronger than you? Is it you, or is it that 8 ball? You bust your damn nose veins because you snorted. Is that stronger than you? Is she stronger than you? When she texts you talking about come over, I got on your favorite high heels, and text you these memories of how you gave her the best time of her life, and then your ego is just in your brain jumping up and down. You like, man, I'm the drill king. I drilled, you know what I'm saying? I'm the king. Bro, if she's throwing it, you got to tell her no. No. Look, man, last week, I was in the club. No lie. One of the baddest Latinas, one of the baddest Spanish chicks I ever seen in my entire life, man. She came to me, you know, conversation, nice. Conversation was good, just real, great personality. Told me to take her number. She took my phone, put it. Man, do you know how hard it is? Look, you know how hard it is for me not to text her? She everything I like. Everything I like. Zero flaw. Her physical game was on point. Zero flaw. You know how hard it is for me not to text her and be like, hey, let's get together. Because I know she game. I know she down for it. It's hard for me not to text her and be like, hey, listen, let's get together. Let's get it popping tonight. You know, let's go paint the town, you know what I mean? Hang out, have some fun. And then the aftermath. But I mean, I'm gonna have some self control. I'm not gonna I'm gonna have some self control and fight that thing because she's not the baddest chick. There's as bad as she was. There's some colder than her, badder than her. So you got to fight that thing. I'm fighting it just like you cats. I would find the same thing. Every man's demon is different. You have to identify what what your demon is. You have to identify what your battle is, and you have to look that demon in the eye and say, "Listen, we about to go to war. You can't have me. You can't have my mind. You're not stronger than me." You have to look at that bottle of Jack Daniels, you know, or that gin, or you know that Tanqueray, whatever you into. You have to look at that bottle of alcohol and be like, "No, you're not gonna have me. You don't have no control over me like that. If I feel like getting a drink, I'll get a drink. But I'm not gonna sit here and just turn up multiple bottles of alcohol and be all blasted and end up in a dangerous situation because I had no self-discipline. Fight. Fight. Wrestle with it. That bottle of alcohol gonna start talking to you too. Oh man, you know you like this. You've been drinking this 10, 20 years. You know you want some alcohol. No, man, those demons gonna talk to you. You gotta fight. You gotta fight. Listen, thanks for watching the video. Long time coming. Hope you cats are well. Let me know what you think about the subject in the comments. I'll see you cats later. Tiger Tribe.